Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little awkward because this is the first time I've ever done a video like this. Book haul! I've watched some of these on YouTube and I've enjoyed them. I picked up some books and I just wanted to share with you guys the types of books I've been interested in. I've been doing a lot of reading recently. Yeah, I just wanted to go through a book haul with you guys. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, but we'll see how this goes. So I picked up 12 books. Ooh, working my muscles. So here's the thing. I don't typically pay full retail for my books. I prefer to pick up books secondhand or used or from websites like the one I'm going to be talking about. I do every once in a while buy a brand new book. But for the most part, I like to, not only find good deals, but I also feel like it's kind of like upcycling by purchasing used books. The website that I bought all of these books from is from a website called BookOutlet. The whole idea behind BookOutlet is, for the most part, these are pretty much, in my opinion, brand new books. It says that these are the bargain book versions, which to their description is books that are excess inventory from publishers. They might have very minor wear and tear, a few bends in the books. They can sometimes have like little marks on the pages of the books, if you can kind of see that guy. It's very minor, nothing at all that serious, at least from the books that I got. I placed my order on November 14th and I got mine within a week. They say expect like 2 to 3 weeks to get your order, so I don't know if I just got mine really quickly or that's the standard. So all of these books in total I paid around $42 to $45 for. So I'll go ahead and put how much I paid for them as I'm going through the different books. But yeah, very reasonable prices. You're definitely not paying retail for these. You're definitely paying like the bargain price for them. I am gonna leave my referral link down in the description box below. Again, that's my referral link, so I do get a little kickback if you decide to purchase through that link, and you get a coupon as well. So hopefully if you guys are willing and purchasing through that link, I can pick up some more books at no cost to you, and it's just kind of like a win-win situation, and we'd have more book hauls coming down the pipeline. Now that I've gone through my whole spiel, let's go ahead and get into the books that I purchased. So in no particular order, the first one that I picked up is this guy. This is for advice, the reassuring kind, wisdom for pregnancy. No, I'm not pregnant. I have a friend who's actually pregnant, so I just grabbed this for her because I thought this was really cute. It's just one of those books that has like A is for advice, hence the title. P is for planet newborn. L is for lubricant. So it just has like all kinds of little tips and tricks in here. I just thought the concept was really cute. And what I plan on doing is I'm gonna write her like a little letter in the book somewhere and gift it to her. And yeah, I am really excited about this. They had tons of like health books like this. So I just, like I said, grabbed this because I saw it and was like, well, that's a really cute idea. This is the next book that I picked up. This was actually the priciest book that I purchased. And this is The Whisper Man by Alex North. I've actually finished this book already. I finished it in like 2 sittings. And I have to say, give you guys a little review. I did enjoy this. I gave it a 4-star review, I think, on my Goodreads. This was really cool because I love suspense thrillers and I like a little bit of a paranormal spin to my books, if not fully paranormal. But I enjoyed that the characters continually evolved through this book. Like, you never really knew who was who until the story unraveled itself. And it was very good at keeping you questioning what was going to happen and how the story was going to play out. So I did like this one. Like I said, I finished it in a couple sittings, so it was enough to keep me entertained. I picked up this book called Let's Talk About Death Over Dinner. I've actually heard of this concept before. The author is Michael Hebb, and I just feel like with everything going on in the world, one thing that society right now has a very hard time grasping is the concept of death, even though in the whole scheme of things, death is something that is very natural. Everyone goes through it. Everything goes through it that lives and breathes on this earth. And I just feel like this is something that I could maybe make myself feel more familiarized with the concept of, so I'm not like grappling with the concept of death. So this is kind of a self-help book for me. It has here as a little heading, an invitation guide to life's most important conversation. I love true crime. I know a lot of us out there love true crime, and this is a very popular true crime story, I guess, that's out there. This one's called I Heard You Paint Houses. This is a New York Times bestseller, and as you can see by the little like label here, it's soon to be adapted into a Netflix film directed by Martin Scorsese. And so this is about Frank the Irishman Shearman and the closing case on Jimmy Hoffa. Jimmy Hoffa is a very popular mob guy, and I believe the circumstances around his death are a mystery, or more of his disappearance, I should say. I just wanted to read about it because, like I said, I love true crime. I think it's really interesting, and I think, like anyone else, anything involving the mob, it's just kind of amazing that an organization can come together in the United States like that and have such a heavy influence on not only like different cities and politics, but also pop culture. So I'm excited to check this guy out. And I'm a big fan in general of reading books before I watch movies or shows. So I can read this one and then watch the movie when it comes out eventually. Another true crime type of book. This is Dirty John and Other True Stories of Outlaws and Outsiders by Christopher Goffard. I actually have never listened to the podcast, the Dirty John podcast, and I've never actually watched the show. So again, I like to read the books before I consume any other type of media. And so I figured I would go ahead and check this out. This is just like such a notorious true crime story, and how he was able to infiltrate a family, like a pretty cookie cutter American family, I think is really fascinating. So I'm excited to read the complexities of the case and how he was able to do so and all of the emotions surrounding it. And yeah, that's another book that I picked up. I guess not really a true crime book, but along the same vein in my head, I've got like a mystery novel here. We've got The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. This is from Agatha Christie, who is one of the most famous mystery writers of our time. So I have heard this is one of her better mystery novels, so I'm going to be giving this a go. I feel like I've read Agatha Christie at some point in my childhood. I just don't remember the specifics, and maybe at the time in my life when I'd read it, I didn't absorb the story itself. So I'm excited to dive into Agatha Christie again, and because she has so many books out, I get excited reading authors like that because I'm like, okay, if I like this one, then I have plenty to work with. I love a good historical nonfiction. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big consumer of fiction as well, but I also really love to learn facts and history as I'm reading. So this was one that was very highly rated on Goodreads. This is Midnight in Chernobyl, the untold story of the world's greatest nuclear disaster. This is a New York Times bestseller, and I watched the show on, was it Showtime or HBO? One of those channels, one of the premium channels, and I really enjoyed the show. And I'm not a big show or TV watcher in general. I just get too impatient. So the fact that I like the show, I felt like I would like something like this. And let's face it, Chernobyl and the whole concept of like that whole nuclear disaster is very fascinating because again, it's just wrapped up in a lot of political corruption and confusion in a time that I'm not familiar with, so I'm excited to read and learn more about it. So this was kind of a random buy. I just thought the idea sounded really interesting. This one's called Inspector Oldfield and the Black Hand Society, America's Original Gangsters and the U.S. Postal Detective Who Brought Them to Justice. So again, I guess this would be also considered a bit of a true crime story. I just think it's really interesting how local or underground organized crime groups or syndicates can have such an influence on major organizations like the U.S. Postal System. So I have no idea, honestly, what this is about. I was just intrigued by the whole tagline of the book. So I was like, sign me up and let me read that. So I picked this one up as well. Another historical nonfiction. I picked up this guy, God, War, and Providence. The epic struggle of Roger Williams and the Narragansett Indians against the Puritans of New England. I'm not very picky about what I learn about. History is actually one of my favorite topics, so you'll notice if I continue to do these book hauls, I've got a very wide spanning interest as far as, you know, European history, American history, cultural history, ancient history. I just like learning about history. I think it's all fascinating. So I like picking up books like this where I don't even really read into much about what they're about. They just sound interesting, they're rated pretty well, and I'm just like, all right, well, let's go ahead and learn about these guys. They just sound like they were part of a very interesting time in history. I've been on a huge Stephen King kick. I had recently read my first Stephen King book in the month of October of this year, and this is going to be my fourth Stephen King book that I've read so far. And this one I just picked up because it's a fast read from Stephen King, which, if you're familiar with Stephen King, is not a common occurrence. And this one is called The Colorado Kid. To be honest, I noticed that among like Stephen King fans, this was not a favorite. I think it's just because it's a different writing style. But Stephen King, to me, I'm a little polarized with his writing sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I really enjoy the way he explains characters and you get committed to the storylines. And other times I feel like he's a little grandiose in his writing when I'm a little bit like, let's get to the point. But like I said, this was a little affordable book. I just thought I'd throw in my cart. All right, let's give it a go. It's gonna take me like one sitting probably to knock this baby out, and I can make up my own opinion. And also, as you can see, here's another little like bargain book example. I guess this was 20% off the cover price at Target. You can remove these, obviously. I just haven't gotten around to doing that. But yeah, some of the books have like little excess labeling and pricing on them, but nothing too crazy. You know what? I like me a good self-help book every once in a while. I like a little fluff when I read. I like to feel warm and fuzzy, and this seemed like a warm and fuzzy type of book. This is Love Where You Live, How to Live Sent in the Place You Call Home. But I believe this is like a faith-based book. I am a Christian, so like I said, I do like a little bit of like warm and fuzzies when I read every once in a while. I'm very polarized, I guess, when I'm reading. I'm like hardcore, true crime, paranormal, suspense thriller, warm and fluffy. So this is the one that I picked up. To be completely honest, I don't know what about this specifically sounded nice, but I'm sure I'll like it. So nice light read. And this is the last book that I picked up. This one is called How to Build a Dinosaur, The New Science of Reverse Evolution by Jack Warner and James Gorman. I like dinosaurs a lot. It's kind of a random fact about me. I think ever since I got obsessed playing Ark Survival Evolved, I love learning about dinosaurs. I'm like a nerd when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I thought this would be really interesting. I have a feeling this is not only going to be talking about like the articulation of discovering dinosaur bones, but also maybe the clues as to how scientists decide what dinosaurs have looked like or their function, etc., etc. So in general, I think I'll like something like this, and it just sounded really interesting. I think I picked this up from like the news section of BookOutlet, and yeah. Alright, you guys, so that was my little book haul. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm excited to start doing different types of content, hopefully maybe more in the booktube world and the storytelling world. I'm excited about this new channel in general, so definitely subscribe and give me a like. It definitely helps me out and lets me know that you guys like this type of content. And as always, I read the comment section, so if you guys have any book recommendations for me or you have any feedback about the books that I picked up, I'm excited to read what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. And speaking of, I'll go ahead and link my Goodreads account if you want to follow me over on there, where I'll be updating as I make my way through the books that I picked up and purchased. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys like this. As much as I love beauty and skincare and makeup, it's nice to talk about something different and share a different commonality with you guys. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed and had fun with me. And as always, I hope you guys are happy and healthy, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys! Might have to make a new one of those for like this new channel, like an outro. I don't know. What do you guys think?